marriage study that I'm just going to go through briefly with you, and then you can obviously go through it on your own when you feel like it or when you have time. But if you want to be on par, if you want to be on track with what's going on, just go to the resources tab, and then you go to each unit and you download each of the PowerPoint presentations and the readings of each unit, and then you'll be fine. Because there's enough information in all of those to give you an understanding of where you need to be and what it is that you need to be sorting out.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry. You'll be on the right track if you just go through the readings and the lecture notes.
Okay.
So okay, I'm gonna start with the slides on divorce, and then if you feel I'm going too fast or anything, just stop me. And if you have any questions, you can just ask me. You won't be able to see me, but I'll be able to still see you if you have any questions or anything. Cool?
Sharp.
Can you see that?
It's flat. Yeah, it's fine.
See it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So divorce stats in South Africa. In 2003, there was approximately 31,000 divorces. That decreased somewhat in 2006, and then it decreased as well in 2007. So that tells us one of two things. 50% of these divorces include children. That tells us one thing: either the divorce rate in South Africa is decreasing, or less people are choosing to marry. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, but even with that, it's still a very high divorce rate, which is just above 50% for South Africa. So that's important for you to know where it stands in the South African context where these things are concerned. These are the wrong slides. Just give me 1 minute to sort that out. The slides that I showed you, they are in Funda as well, but it's not the ones that I'm supposed to be showing you. Those ones you can go through on your own. This is the one that we're going to go through. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. The divorce, it is the legal separation of two individuals who were married. They are separated not just legally, but also emotionally and physically and spiritually, depending on the couple and how they view the marriage. Various causes of divorce. So what do you think, in your opinion, why do people get divorced?
I think it's maybe a misconception that they marry because they're in love and not necessarily love. They, after the butterflies go away, they don't have anything to go on, and then they start arguing, and maybe they also don't have the right skills and they're not mature enough to be in a relationship. Yes.
Okay, cool. So it's a misconception that the love and the butterflies and the things are going to stay forever.
Yeah, I think so.
That goes away. They feel like, okay, I can't do this. I'm over this. You're not the right person for me. Let's rather just get divorced.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one of the causes. Here's some of the causes that the research has shown us. Firstly, a marital conflict. So conflict within marriages, constantly arguing and misunderstanding each other, because when people get married, they live together, and therefore a different aspect of who that person is comes into play. Something that you may not have seen when you were still dating the person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So marital conflict is one reason. Difference of opinions and conflicts of interest. One person wants to do with one thing, one person wants to do the other thing. Let's say, for instance, one person wants to have no children and the other person wants to have children. That's an extreme example. Less extreme examples could be one person enjoys Chinese food and the other one likes Italian, but that's not really a reason to get divorced. But those little things can pile up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We've got financial strains, problems with money, infertility or infidelity. Infertility means the female can't fall pregnant, and now let's say the man was looking forward to having a family, and I finds out that the woman is barren, she can't fall pregnant, and that could be a reason for you to choose someone else. Infidelity is unfaithfulness, cheating of one partner on the other. And it doesn't just mean cheating by having sex with someone else, but there could be emotional cheating as well, where I share my thoughts and my problems and my life with other friend instead of coming to my marital partner and speaking to them about them. So I'm giving of my emotions to someone else and not giving it to my actual marital partner. Difficulties in parenting styles and roles. This is a really big one. So when the children come, there is this great conflict of this is how you must parent and this is how my father raised me, and then the wife says no, this is how my father raised me and this is how we're going to do it, and then there's just this clashing in difference of opinion of how the parenting should take place. Poor communication and stress. So all of those top problems, they are normal marital problems except for infidelity, cheating. That shouldn't be a norm. So it's understandable that the marriage will have financial strains, right? It's understandable that you're going to have conflict and different in parenting roles and whatever. But where the problem comes in is the next bullet is poor communication and stress. Where we have these problems, we're going through these things, but I cannot communicate properly on how to deal with them. I then become stressed out, I then become freaked out. Lack of communication leads to more arguments because we don't now understand each other, and that just piles up and creates an even greater barrier between the two. Work, the husband or the wife is perhaps working too much, doesn't give any time to the marriage, doesn't give any time to the person, so they're just too focused on work and whatever it is that they're doing. So that's also a reason that people get divorced. And outside influences, parents, friends, family, maybe interest in moving to another place or getting another life, whatever, that will then put strain on the marriage and cause them to get divorced. Effects of divorce. I'll just let you read through that, and then I want you to let me know what you think about it. Are you done?
Yes, I think it's good because it's holistic, so it doesn't just focus on one part, but on the whole person and how it affects the whole person. So yeah, I think it's it's insightful.
Yeah, and a person can go through very many of these defects and even all of them at once, especially in terms of depression and having despair and questioning your faith in God because you think like, why didn't God stop this? How can God allow this to happen to me? Questioning yourself, am I a bad person? Am I a bad husband? Am I a bad wife? And that can lead to then feelings of sadness, helplessness, depression, financial stress. Maybe the husband was giving all the money, or yet was the only one that had a job, and now they get divorced, and the woman now doesn't have a job, and she can't afford to look after herself and can't afford to look after the children, and that leads to physical illness and weight loss because of all the stress of just being divorced. So we see divorce isn't simply just one person ending a relationship with another person, but it's a huge event, a huge life event that can affect the person in almost every single aspect and area of their life. Does that make sense? So, yeah, divorce is really a big deal. The effects on children. What effect do you think that the divorce will have on children? Firstly, what
Um,
effect? firstly, what effect do you think the divorce will have on the family as a whole? And then secondly, you can tell me what you think the effect on the children will be.
On the family as a whole, I think it would just be unhealthy. It'll just create tension and stress and um, yeah, not I don't, yeah, negative consequences. But I think maybe it's positive in some ways. Like if the husband was abusive or an alcoholic or something, and then the wife splits with the kids. So I think then it's positive because then the kids can actually have some form of normalcy in their life. And
Yeah.
on kids, I think, yeah, it's almost always negative because children need a solid a foundation where they have a father and a mother and examples for them. So when they're going through divorce, they also experience stress and they don't know what's going on and they don't understand it.
Yeah, that makes sense. The effects on the kids are usually um, the kids are usually the ones that suffer the most because they don't have the understanding and the emotional and intellectual understanding to understand what's happening. And quite often the kids will think that it's because of them that the parents are getting divorced, because I was naughty or because I'm not good enough, because I'm not clever enough that mom and daddy is now not living together. And then this continues to have a negative effect on them throughout their childhood, teenage, and even into their adulthood. So divorce affects not only the family as a whole, but also affects the children in a great way. Then in terms of support for divorce, there's always support. The family requires emotional support, kind words, loving, no judgment, and a friend to talk to. So whenever a family goes through divorce, in order for them to go through it and come out with a positive outcome, it's important that they have a proper support structure and a support group. So maybe going to their family or going to friends or actually going for actual counseling and support group on now how to deal with being single again, how to cope with single life, how to cope with the financial strain of being a single mother. There are various support groups that help women, especially, but also men, but it's mostly women, to go through the stresses and strains of um, going through a divorce. So it doesn't always have to have a negative outcome, or you don't have to always be hurt by it for the rest of your life. But there can actually be positive um, outcome. Physical support, uh, in terms of legal assistance, sorting out custody for children, financial assistance because there's now extra bills and things. These are all things that are also that needs to be provided for someone that goes through a divorce, and these are usually presented by either a lawyer and relatives or friends because they can help in terms of this. Spiritual support, family experience of divorce is in need of prayer. Christian support and sound biblical advice is good. One example of that would be perhaps forgiveness and letting go, dealing with hurt and pain and not becoming angry and resentful, finding a good church, finding good support groups and cell groups where you can find a place where you are loved and accepted and they're building you up spiritually. So spiritual support is also really important. Do you have anything to comment or question, or can I move on?
No, it's fine. You can move on.
Okay, thanks.
Just hold. I'm going back now. Okay.
Okay, then there's family counseling for divorce. So I was speaking about counseling individually. So counseling the mother, let's say individually, or counseling the children individually. There's also family counseling where you sit the family down and you then begin to explain to them, okay, what has happened? Why is this happening? This is um, especially important for the children so they understand why the parents aren't staying together, and for them to then not develop negatively from this, and also for them not to blame themselves. So they would then sit the mother and the father down who are divorced, who are going through a divorce, and they would then explain to the children and explain to them, this is what is now going to happen, this is how life is going to be, mother and father will be living separately, and it would be explained to the children. But it's also important to explain to the adults, to let them know what to expect emotionally, what to expect financially, letting them know that yes, you're gonna go through a period of mourning and missing the person and longing for the person and whatever. So it's giving them also a platform for them to understand what is happening with them, that going through those feelings and those things are normal and they're understandable, but there is support for it. There is a way that you can grow through it and come out of it in a positive way. So family counseling for divorce, where it's done in a group with everyone, is also very important. So everyone understands and they're all on the same wavelength. And it also provides a platform for people to express their feelings and to talk and to say, this is how I felt in the marriage, this is how I feel, this is what you did to me. Ask the children how they're feeling about what they're going through and what they understand about it, just so that they're getting it out and that then any misconceptions are then properly explained to them. Does it make sense? Can we carry on?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's the end of it. So yeah, that's basically divorce in a nutshell. The rest of it is unfunda. It's one aspect of family and development that you'll need to go through and understand. But otherwise, it's fairly simple. The other slide that I was going to show you, that's about the South African context of divorce, and it will be helpful for you to go through that and understand it so that you know what's going on. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
Any questions or comments?
No, I don't know, just a general question in all the subjects. I know the last semester we did only also 2 exams basically. So I just want to know, is this term also going to be like that? Because they said they did that because it's our first year and our first time in Cornerstone. So I just want to, so I know in psychology we're now writing, but I just want to prepare myself for the exams, and there's not information coming through yet that I know as much.
Are you talking about the family development exam?
Yes, and all the other subjects I'm asking about in general, if you maybe know.
Okay, the family and counseling, there's no exam, right? But for intro to psych, the one that you're doing, the one that I'm tutoring you for, the exam will be on all of coursework, and the explanation of the exam is in the course outline. So you don't have to worry about that. It's in the course outline. They give you an explanation of it and whatever. And I'm sure Natalie will give me a breakdown of what specifically is coming in the exam, and then I will email it to all of you. But don't worry about it. Don't freak out about it. Just study your textbook, study the units, study the chapters in conjunction with the PowerPoint presentations. Don't study the PowerPoint presentations alone, but do it with the readings, do it with the textbook, and you'll be fine. It's really not as daunting as you think it is. If you just work hard, you'll be fine.
Okay, thanks. Sorry for the questions. I just want to make sure. And I'm a bit divergent in my questions, so it's fine.
It's fine. You're allowed to ask questions. It's actually good that you're asking questions.
Okay.
Cool. You'll do well. All you need to do is study, work hard, and you'll do well. I know you'll do well.
Okay,
excellent.
sure.
Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day, and all the best with the final push for this year.
Okay, thanks. You too.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye.